And welcome to another edition of Student of the Game. I'm your boy Ro, contributor for State of the U and OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys, 44-41. It was a thriller in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it's going to be a tale of two tapes and two halves because Miami's offense played really good. Miami's defense, at times, not so much. So let's go to the tape, shall we? North Carolina State and Bailey Hawkman are going to come out in a 2x2 ace gun look. Now, pre-snap picture. This is, if you want my opinion, this is one of the reasons why a lot of times opposing quarterbacks could have a lot of success in terms of completion percentage against University of Miami. In this capacity, I'm looking out across the defense, and I'm looking at single high man one. Here's some of my tells. Here, I got my cornerbacks looking in press man coverage. I have them pretty much bracketed over the two, There is some post-snap picture change that they could employ from this. However, it does not happen. And in this case, when you're relying only on front four pressure and it doesn't get home, this is what leads to this big play. Now, pay attention right here at the line of scrimmage. These are two NFL guys right here. You got Quincy Roche, and that left tackle was a man-child. We're going to see him later on that throwback to Bailey Hawkman. Phillips does a great job. He's bodying his right tackle. Just barely doesn't get there, and then here's the pass. Now, we're going to back this up, so we're going to see what's happening at the top of the screen. But that was the recipe, right? Quarterback, I know what the pre-snap picture is. Post-snap, it doesn't change. You are in man one, and you're not getting home with your front four pressure, and your linebackers are basically not moving in either direction by 1 yard or so. So let's focus on Al Blades. Al Blades, good job on the jam. Initially, just overplays it just enough. That allows the wide receiver to go ahead, escape, get back inside. And I saw this last week when I did my arms race with Bailey Hawkman. This kid could throw some touch dimes, right? And this was one of them right here. I always liked him on film, even in high school. That's a nice trajectory right there. That's one of those avenues that a quarterback can throw that you know he can throw on multiple levels. So that was a multiple level throw. This play's going to go above 20 yards. A lot of those plays happen in that variety. So we're off and running. Buckle up, Canes fans. This is going to be fun this week. Immediately when I saw this play, my initial thought was, you just never learn. But here you go. NC State 12-set personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. They're going to send this guy in motion for a pop pass, and I just want to go ahead and freeze the tape right here. Just look at the flow to the ball. Look at some offensive linemen on the ground, and this is just bait. This looks awfully, awfully familiar. And I was like, yes, it does, because here you go with Clemson. You just motioned a tight end across the formation back to the other side into the boundary and freeze the tape because look at all the flow to the ball. Now, you know what happens at the end of this play. They're going to get a lot more physical than you do. Guys, Miami Hurricanes let the bodies hit the floor, and this goes for a touchdown. Well, back to the NC State game, and what do you think happens here? All the flow, they just don't learn. Here comes a caravan of pain, and Miami defenders, well, you hit the floor. Soul snatched, touchdown, NC State. So 4th and 1 early, and Manny Diaz is going ahead and putting his stamp. Hey, we're going to go for it deep in your own territory. And zone read. De'Aaron King, you want to talk about close. Watch this. De'Aaron King decides to go ahead and pull the ball. This fooled the cameraman live. But, bam, takes the running back. In this case, keeps the ball. And that's the threat. De'Aaron King went over 100 yards on the ground this week. That was as close as it could be as far as pulling it and making the right decision. Wow. So I want to go ahead and pay attention to this quick toss play for a couple reasons. Later on, you're going to see a look that looks just like this, and you're going to see a play action pass off of it. So you're showing them something early to set them up later. Plus, this is a nice counter to the zone read. It really is. When you consider this is the disruptor that has been blowing up the zone read for Miami. Once you have a running back on that side, you're going to let this guy go untouched. He comes in, tries to crash the mesh point like the clip before. He goes ahead and disrupts it. Now, you want to go ahead and give him something else to look, just go ahead and run a quick toss to his side. Now, in this case, Miami a little unfortunate because he was dropping back in coverage to just play like a quick curl flat defender. Here you go, out to Don Chaney, puts his foot in the ground, over 10 yards. Great run, great design. So when we're saying, hey, there are some wrinkles to the run game, that actually is one of them. Just that quick toss is going to keep teams honest especially when they want to go ahead and aggressively play that mesh point. So you got to go back 2 weeks ago to appreciate this play, because versus University of Virginia, their first 3 red zone trips for the University of Miami, well, they ended up in 0 touchdowns and only 6 points. I thought you could have benefited from a little bit more creative play design. They ran a lot of zone read. They were trying to go ahead and run their way into the end zone. And right here, that's what they go ahead and show. However, I love the play design, and I love the easy touchdown. You steal one early. 12 set personnel, here you go. Here's your 1 running back. There's your 2 tight ends. So even in the absence of Brevin Jordan, Miami will still periodically come in with their 12 set personnel. And I like this right here. You want to be a heavy zone read team? Well, now use it to your advantage, because there's the mesh point. Here's the defender. He's going ahead and crashing that. And here comes Will Mallory. Cross block, fake, into the end zone. You know what time it is. Bang. So me and the boys, the Orange Bowl boys, just had athletic director Blake James on with us this week. And you know what? I think he's going to send me like a care package, University of Miami care package, which I thought was very, very cool. Thanks, Blake. I'd really wish he could send me some all 22 game tape. But in this case, we're going to put 2 and 2 together, okay? I just want you to go ahead and we're going to count the numbers and go back to what we've been saying on this channel, that Miami needed to win on the outside avenues. They were daring you to beat them outside, right? And last week against University of Virginia, you won a lot of 50-50 balls on the outside. Your wide receivers, especially Mike Harley, came out to play. Now, pay attention here. You got a 3-by-1 look, but your boundary, here you are, bunch set, 3 wide receivers, right? 10 set personnel, no tight ends on the field right now. On the other side is going to be Wiggins. Now let's count the numbers. Here you go, 5 defensive linemen, rush linebackers. You get the point. And here you go, 4. So you got 9. Now there's a shadow of a safety right here. So that means you're one-on-one way to the field. And you know who knows this? D'Eriq King, because he's staring out here right now. He's staring to the boundary side. He already knows where he's going to go ahead and go with this ball. And you're going to see it, because as soon as he snaps the ball, look at his head. Right there. He sees the one-on-one. Safety sucked up in the middle of the field, and this is stealing. Bang. Touch money dime. So this is going to be D'Eriq King's 3rd passing touchdown of the night, and we're early into the second quarter. But before we do, let's go ahead and applaud the offensive line and the running back Cam Harris for their pass pro. North Carolina State, they employ a 3-3-5 defense, and it provides its own particular set of challenge. Especially when the first 3 of it, well, they're coming in on a blitz, and Miami's offensive line handles it well. There's a stunt. It's all picked up. Here's Cam Harris working in tandem, and look at this pocket. Great pocket, good sense of the pocket. D'Eriq King steps up, delivers a perfectly thrown ball. Bang. He runs down into a hallway. I've seen that before, and I'm going to show you. But before I do, let's look at the route combo from the trip side, shall we? You're going to see a dig, and then you're going to see this corner route. And this is where I want to go ahead and applaud offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley, because you're starting to see the emergence of Mike Harley, and good for him. And when it's plays like this, just watch how he abuses, buddy. No chance. Throws his hips one way, comes back, goes ahead, and runs out of a hallway. I've seen a number 3 run out of a hallway before. Where? Oh, there it is. Buddy. If you were a Big Mac, you'd have weak sauce all over you. Here it is. Go back earlier in the video, and remember when I talked to you about that quick toss? Well, I told you he was setting something up, and here it is. Here's going to be a quick toss out here to Jalen Knighton, and look what it did to the linebackers. They all flow, and in this case, Will Mallory's getting right behind it. Perfectly thrown ball in traffic. That's how you go ahead and extend the chains. You got to realize some of the runs that the University of Miami are pounding early that seem to be unsuccessful. A lot of times they're successfully setting up something on the back end. In this case, perfectly thrown ball, first down. Love the play design. Let's keep it moving. Very successful run right here by NC State. We're going to watch three things that add to its efficacy, right? Number one, holding. Here you go, Harrison Hunt. Just watch what happens with the center right at this juncture right here. Now, he's got his right hand because just bodies aren't supposed to do this and just literally yanks him down, right? So that's holding. That's number one. Let's go to number two aspect of this, right? Just watch the linebacker effort here. Just he's going to get in and just wash himself out, right? I mean, you didn't do anything. You didn't even get up. I don't know. Anyway, at number three right here, just Bubba Bolden with a really bad angle here. Here comes the run. Just gets sucked in, takes a bad angle, and that's going to go for a lot more than 10 yards, and that puts them pretty much going into red zone territory. So there you go. Holding, bad linebacker play, bad angle, first down. I can applaud good quarterbacking play on both sides of the aisle here, and Bailey Hawkman does a subtle little move. It's instinctual, and it ends up leading to this touchdown. They're in an empty set look. First of all, I want you to pay attention to Bradley Jennings right here. Now, he's got his eyes back at the quarterback, and I understand why. They're in an empty set look. You're always on alert for a quarterback draw. You don't get a body right here on the tight end, so he pretty much has a free release. Now, here's the subtle thing. Now, let's get back to Bailey Hawkman right here, right? You see how his shoulders are? His shoulders are in this direction, and look at the flow. Both Amari Carter and Bradley Jennings Jr. are flowing a little bit that way. But look at how he decides to throw the ball. He's going to go ahead and come a little sidearm with that delivery. What did that do? He manipulated the defense with his shoulders and basically used his arm and an additional slotting variant to go ahead and come across his body, and that's what was able to go ahead and sneak that touchdown in there. Very good job by Bailey Hawkman on that touchdown.
Letting go.